Welcome everybody to our third show, and this week our topic is on domestic violence within the ethnic minority communities. Today I will be joined by my colleague from Labour Black Socialist, Ridwan, and we've also got our wonderful guest Sonia, who's from Whole Sisters, and she'll be discussing her campaign currently going on today. So let's get into it. So from what we know, domestic violence affects all ethnic groups, and there is no evidence to suggest that women from some ethnic minority groups or cultural communities are at any more risk than others. However, the form of the abuse may vary. In some communities, for example, domestic abuse may be perpetrated by extended family members, or it may include forced marriage or female genital mutilation. Whatever experiences, women from Black, Asian and minority ethnic communities are likely to face additional barriers to receiving the help that they need. In some cases, if you are Black, Asian or a minority ethnic women trying to escape from domestic abuse, your experiences may be compounded by racism, which is pervasive in the UK. You may be unwilling to seek help from statutory agencies such as the police, social services or housing authorities because you are afraid of a racist response. You may find that service providers are based in their responses on particular cultural, ethnic or religious stereotypes. In some cases, they may avoid intervening for fear of being perceived as racist. If your partner or abuser is Black, Asian or from another ethnic minority, you may wish to protect him or her and the community from the police intervention due to your experiences of institutional racism. So, Ridwan, after hearing this, what are your thoughts on the experiences ethnic minority women may face during going through domestic violence?
Hi, thank you for inviting me, and I must comment before I proceed with the tension that I am a male, a Black male, and a significant majority of the victims are women. And I just put that there as something for us to note, because many of the policy makers in this area are males, and worse still, they are white. And why this becomes an issue in the Black activist circles is that I would have expected the party that calls itself the home of the marginalized, the home of the people on the receiving end of power, I would have expected the Labour Party to be more vocal on this issue. But they are not. In fact, if I look at the leaked report, the leaked anti-Semitic report, I would find it breathtaking if some of these people were leading advocates on domestic violence when they, especially as it affects Black people, because some of them are perpetrators of violence in the narrow confines of bureaucracy. So guess what? We're on our own. And it is people like our sister there, your other guest, we are fighting, and she will tell you this is a lonely battle with very few gains because there are significant constraints. But it is something that can be won and must be won, but it can only happen with a fundamental restructuring of the way the society functions. I think I should stop there.
Brilliant.
Thank you, my brother. And what's in Ridwan, in terms of the police and the other agencies that have come up in this, what do you feel, what do you think would be the best thing for women who are fleeing domestic violence and who are ethnic minorities to do if they can't contact these services? Because it's pretty much limited to, you know, you go through the police and then you will get referred to other agencies. But considering the fact that, you know, ethnic minority women are afraid to do this, according to this study, then, you know, what course of action should they be taking?
That is the police. As far as the police is concerned, it is not across the board the goodwill or ill will of the individual police person. For the police, the first thing that one needs to appreciate is austerity. This is an invisible problem. Therefore, it is not something that generates political costs to them. So they can be as negligent as they need to be because no one focuses on it really. So the problem is the police are structured to attend to politically sensitive things. And then when a female, in the main, it is females, when a woman comes to the police, that is after the person has stayed in the situation for a very long time, before going to the police, before going anywhere for help. Black women in particular stay in abusive relationships for much, much longer, there are statistics to that effect, than white women, because the barriers within the community, there is a trust deficit between the police and the community. Now, the female in the main goes to the police. After she's reported it fine, she's now a snitch. Where does she turn in that community that does not trust the police? And then when she does go to the police, and it might be her immigration status is an issue because she is the accompanying spouse of her abuser. Then when she speaks to the police, she is maybe a person who doesn't speak English every day. The interpreter is a male. What does she do in that situation? So by the time the person has come to the police, there has been a lot of pain in the process. There are a lot of issues, and then the police are incapable. And guess what? The police then first find out the immigration status of this person. There are so many things implicated in this that it requires a radical restructuring of the public institutions, not only in domestic violence, because the same public institutions fail at almost everything else.
Thank you, Ridwan. That's absolutely spot on. Like, all the points that you have made there, you know, are just literally great. There's not, do you know what I mean? So another issue that has come up in this study is about FGM and, you know, child forced marriage as well. What are your thoughts on this? I can tell you the stats that I've that I found out on this, because as you know, I am the BAME officer for the IWW, and I recently released a statement on it to obviously end it the other day. And mate, over 200 million girls and women have been through FGM, right? It's also currently could potentially be in up to 90 countries as well. It's absolutely disgraceful that this practice is still going on. So I just wanted to get your perspective on it, please.
Again, it is avoidably treated as a sensitive topic. It need not be as sensitive as it is, because it is wrong. And therefore it must be addressed. You have a cultural illiteracy in the institutions here. The public authorities for a long time were tap dancing around this issue and dismissing it as a cultural issue. Mm. And similarly, the feminists were equally illiterate, the mainstream feminists, dismissing it as a cultural issue. And no one wanted to touch it. But it is a crime against the victim. And the issue here is, as is said in the literature, it is not culture that kills. It is not culture that mutilates the genitals, especially of women and girls. It is people who do so, and they ought to be prosecuted. But for that to happen, you need Black people in the institutions. You need Black people who do the research and formulate and make the policy recommendations. If you have what we have today, the NGOs in the area and the researchers in the institutions and the people who have the ear of the cabinet office, they're not Black people. Guess what? They get it wrong most of the time. There are fundamental changes that need to be made about how this issue is dealt with, because in every case that it happens, it is not only a personal disaster, but it is a social catastrophe. But the people dealing with it are incapable of doing it, and that is why it is an important issue for self-organization for Black activists in Labour Black Socialists.
Thank you, Ridwan. So now I'm going to bring in Sonia, and Sonia is going to explain the wonderful work that she's doing with Whole Sisters. So welcome, Sonia. Please let us know how the campaign started and what you've been up to recently.
So Whole Sisters work with Black and ethnic minority women for the last 9 years. We empower Black and ethnic minority women to, to control their own bodies and to take control of their own bodies and become empowered and live an independent life. So the problem we are facing is we have a large number of women and girls from Black and minority background, especially Black background. But the center we were operating, we received an eviction notice due to COVID-19. They say because of COVID-19, the women will be spreading COVID among their community, and that's why we are not allowed to use the center. So, and we best go to the council because it's a large group and they cannot accommodate them anymore. So we went to the council. We say to them that we don't have much resources because it's a Black organization. What do you expect? The local funders are not available for us. The local council support is not available for us because we are BAME. When it comes to BAME, no resources, no funding. So this is the first, the first issue, which is so much important for all Black and ethnic minority organizations. They are all facing. Black and ethnic minority organization running by a BAME board, Black and ethnic minority board, will always be suppressed and with limited resources. Black and ethnic minority project running by white people will be heavily funded with loads and loads of resources and much support from the council. So we had a meeting with the leader of the council, and the leader of the council said, yes, they can provide us the building. They showed us the building. We said there is an industrial unit. It's just working for the last 20, 25 years. We will just use that one. We will pay our own expenses. We just cannot bear the rent. So if you can give us the building, the women will be very happy that the council is supporting them. And you know, in this way, the building will also be in a running condition. So what happened? They said, okay, that's fine. But then later on, we've been told that the building is not available for us. It's only available for 4 months or 6 months time. But whether, and in the meeting, it was discussed that we will be given a permanent, like for longer term. So we sent an email, you know, we sent emails and negotiation, but nothing happened. The big problem we have got in Hull is we don't have any BAME representation. And the BAME counselor we have got, she is trying to show her loyalty to white groups more and telling them that she's just like white people. And she's not from BAME background. She hasn't been grown up in a BAME background. So it means that shows that we don't have any voice. Where can we go? Everywhere we go, whether they are sending us, referring us from one department to another, just like all these departments, all the men are there, the white men, they are the ones who are just doing negotiation with us. But nothing. Asking £30,000 from a charity, from a non-profit organization, £30,000 is not even our annual turnover, you know, like the annual account, we have just like £20,000. We're just so limited. And they are asking £30,000 every year for an industrial unit, which has been closed, empty for the last 20 years. Imagine. So the first question comes, what is the sensitivity towards BAME women? Have they got any sensitivity? No. So then we come to the work of domestic violence, female genital mutilation, honor killing, threat of honor killing, racism, discrimination. That comes the next. Okay. So let's come to them. FGM survivors come to us. We all know a woman can go to a woman. A Black woman will come to Black people. They will never ever go to white women to discuss about their private issues. No way. If people say they go, they are lying. No way. They will come to us. They all come to us to discuss about whether they are racism, discrimination, immigration issues, honor killing issues, threat of domestic violence from their father, from their mother. The problem is domestic violence is not only happening in Black and ethnic minority community by their husbands, intimate partners. It is happening from brother, from you know, grandfathers, from father-in-law, brother-in-law. And, you know, we have so many cases where the victim, they don't want to come forward. They don't want to come forward. They don't want to discuss about. They are just fearing, like my brother said, just fearing because they will lose their immigration status or they will lose the benefit. They even don't know how to run their own bank account. Most of the welfare benefit is coming in their husband's account. We've been telling it to job center that the women cannot know, you know, she even doesn't know that where is it. So all the money is coming to their husband account. The husband is the one who is just like running the account, just giving a woman £20 a week. For £20 a week, where will she go? She's coming to our center for food, for clothes, for everything. They are just relying on us. So we have a large number of, you know, 485 women and children we have got. And in one day, we deal 60 women in a day. That's all we can. They all know about our project. It's not that they don't know. We never ever relied on the council because whenever we approached the council, we received very, very negative approach from the council. No support from the council in a council institution. Or BAME women are suffering. You can see the last 2 stories. We have a large number of stories. We can give it to media. But then each time we go to media, they say, come for mediation. When we come for mediation, they are demanding £30,000 from us. So where is the mediation? You know, Where is the sensitivity? Where is that support gone? Why newly set up organization has been created and they've been given buildings and funding, but for the last so many years we've been underfunded. So is this not discrimination? So if this is not discrimination, then what discrimination is? And then we are looking forward to labor government, the labor, because our council is running by labor council. So the labor councillors are so careless. They are so insensitive towards BAME people. So where is that slogan on equality, human rights, all these things? So they're just in documents. Nothing is happening in practice. Nothing is happening in practice. So we have a lot of concerns from our council. They don't want to listen to us. They don't want to support us. We are all on street, just begging for help, crying out for help from national organization, local organization, because all the local organizations, they've been heavily funded by the council. So the local organization, even they are scared to come forward to help us. So the best, let me tell you something very important. We are an isolated community, and now I firmly say we are different. Before I thought, no, we have to be together. No, we are not. There is no way we can work together. We are an isolated community. We have our own identity. We have our own culture. We have our own differences, and that should be accepted as a BAME. So when we were all on street and our center pushed women out using their own hands, the men. So that time, councillor were watching, the media was there, public was watching all these things. We went to the council and still council didn't care about it. So the question is, the white organization, the white women organization running by white women, they even didn't send us a solidarity message, a support message in the area. Never. They are women. So, but because they are white women and we are BAME women, so we are different. So I was talking, I say it means, so our problems are not their problems. We are classed as it's their issues. It's not our issues. So it's theirs and ours. So that, let me talk about our issue as a BAME. So the BAME people are separated, isolated. We have different identity, different issues. That should be accepted, number first. So second, when these issues are accepted, then it is very clear. We need a building, a separate building for these women, because they are different in issues. They are different in their culture, in their religion, in their, wearing, anything you can take it, they are different. So they are different, they should be treated differently, and that's why we are different. We are working with them, and we need a separate building in the area. We are the only one women organization in whole city who are working on BAME human rights issues. BAME women human rights issues. We can claim it that we are the only one women organization for the last 9 years working on BAME women human rights issues. Everybody in the area, every woman in the area knows this. With the building, with the lockdown, our work has been so much increased. Now the women, they are bringing not only themselves, but their own family members as well. So our outreach services are operating. We are so much, overburdened. Now when we go to one woman, then the women, they bring all the letters from the extended family as well. They say, oh, he has got, she has got, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law. But the problem is, in that time, she cannot discuss about her personal issues with the outreach worker in the presence of these family members. So the is so much important where she can take it. And they have, they are digitally excluded as well. They don't have that awareness. The majority of them, they cannot speak English. And if they can speak English, they don't have that confidence to communicate it to the services. The services are so racist in Hull. So much racist in Hull. The housing issue, you can take it from anywhere. GP surgeries. The GPs are not giving them even appointment.
Right, so Sonia, can I just ask, in terms of what we can do to support Whole Sisters, have you got anything currently happening? So any actions like fundraising, or have you got a petition out? If you could just let us know what we could do in terms of, you know, supporting you, because this is a really serious issue and it needs supporting. In terms of like, you know, contacting MPs as well, if you've got details for that as well, please let us know and we can share it out so people from Hull can get involved in this, because it, like I said, it is a serious topic. So please do let us know what we can do to support.
It is, we've been to MP or local since May 2020. We are involved with, we've been involved with local MP Diana Johnson.
Not MP.
She could, the MP, we've been involved with her, and we were just asking for a separate building. She couldn't provide much support because she said she's not running the council.
Yeah, but what's her name? What's her name? What's the name of the MP?
Diana Johnson.
Okay, Diana Johnson, thank you.
Then in September, the local MP, Emma Hardy, she sent us an email in response to our email and said she will look into matter because the organization is just doing a vital service, you know, provide a vital service to the BAME women. And that's why she's in contact with the council to provide that support to us. We received some like 6 emails from her, but in each email she said, oh, did the legal department contact us? Because, or all of a sudden the leader of the council give us the building and everything, and then took the, you know, said, oh, the building is not available with us, and send the matter to the legal department rather than the housing department or the property department. Send it to the legal department, where the legal department is telling us that the building is not available for us and we have to pay £30,000. How can we pay £30,000 a year? So Emma Hardy is aware, Diana Johnson is aware, all the councillors are aware. Now, all the councillors, one of our service user story, it went viral by Hull Daily Mail, and they, Hull Daily Mail, share it with Daily Mail, and the Daily Mail from All Sun and all the newspaper. It came. She's a refugee, and she was living in a dam accommodation for the last 12 years. She was on 14 years on the housing list, and they were not providing any housing, no support to them. So then what happened? Our BAME councillor targeted our organization and say, because we are sending vulnerable women to media, and that's why they are receiving racist comments. So targeting and harassing the organization rather than supporting it to them. So all the councillors, they ganged up against us. So now there is no support for us, just the public support. We are asking them that please, we have GoFundMe campaign, and it's a BAME shelter, of BAME women's shelter in Hull. If you can please donate us even £5, £2, £3, anything, that'll be just so that we can buy our own building. The council is not listening to us. Nobody is helping us in Hull. No one is helping us. We are just relying on, you know, some miracle to happen, or somebody from external organizations, or, you know, just from socialist group like you, just to come intervene and just ask the MPs that why we are not receiving that help and support.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming and talking to us today. Like, it's been an absolute pleasure hearing about what you do, and obviously, you know, the struggles that you're going through as well. Like, it's absolutely shocking that you're not getting support from Labour councillors and Labour MPs as well. It's absolutely disgraceful, to be honest. And I'm pretty much going to be sharing this link to your fundraiser, and I will also be donating to it. You know, I think we're going to have to stay in contact with you as well. So we'll bring you back onto the show again, so you can give us any updates, you know, with the campaign. And if we need to reshare the fundraiser again, then we can do that for you. But, you know, in terms of how you're moving forward now, how are things with the women? You know, like, how is it impacting them with this eviction notice?
It is so, the women are so much upset because we have a lot of activities in, so we FGM awareness sessions, domestic violence awareness session. We have ESOL language classes at different level, 5 different levels we have got. It's just like a big school. And we have Zumba, we have yoga, we have outdoor trips, 4, 5 double-decker buses. We used to, you know, take for Scarborough and all these beaches. where the women, they were all Black women, all minority women, they are together like sisters, all together with their children, laughing and giggling and smiling. Now the women are so much upset. The elderly women, my sister, if I talk about the elderly women here in the area, completely isolated, completely. All the BAME people, they have very poor social network. So center was the only place for them to come together and to enjoy themselves and relieve their stress and anxiety. So now the center is not there, and then they have no idea where when we will be able to get that center. They are very much disappointed. Very, very much disappointed. And our outreach service is very costly. We don't have that much funding to spend on outreach service. And it's a large number of women and children. So the two outreach workers cannot reach to all people. So it's just like center was the only way, volunteers, staff, and everybody. So the women were coming and it's just like receiving that support. So the women are very, very disappointed. They are very, they had a lot of expectation from Labour Council, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Thank you, Sonia. Like I said to you, you'll be coming back onto another show so we can get some more updates from you. Yeah, thank you again for coming. It was an absolute pleasure having you on today.
Thank
right,
you.
So
Thank
now, everybody, we are going to move on to the exciting part, which is an update on the LBS campaign strike. So we're going to go over to Akua now, please.
Hi. Oh, we've lost Sonia. That's fine. I was just saying, this is absolutely the point of the campaign. We are going to be raising issues that local candidates should be aware of, and they need to be aware that we're watching. So local councillors in Hull, MPs in that area, be aware. We are being put on notice. The Labour Black Socialist campaign is going to affect you. It's going to affect all candidates across the Labour Party. I mean, we've had some of the stats back. The shows that we're currently doing, which highlight the issues in our communities, but also the campaign, are reaching, I think the one was at least 20,000 views per show, which is really, really good to hear. We're getting an awful lot of responses through our social media, and our members are also talking about local branches that are putting motions through. Plus, we're getting information in from people where we don't have members that they are pushing the motion through. So I'm going to just share our social media with you now. Let me see. I've got the page up here with Sonia's campaign. Let me just bring it back up again. Obviously, I had it up while she was with us. So that's just go to GoFundMe, look for a shelter for BAME women in Hull, and you will be able to find that campaign. We've got it out on our Instagram. I'm going to see if I can skip through our Instagram a little bit and show you some of the other feedback that we've had. Am I still on the right page? Yes. So this is our Instagram account, which links to our Twitter. So let me just bring up this.
The rip-on's looking hot, innit?
Sure, Andrew. I can't wait till I can do some black arts programs on your show, because you are so visual all the time. So stand in solidarity with you all as I fight for a similar cause, but for disabled people who are excluded and discriminated against. The Labour Party should and was built to be inclusive to all, but not just those who seek to hang on to power. So these are the sorts of support, and it's absolutely true. We're looking for solidarity. We see the intersection of oppressions that people face, but we also see that the action we take is it's an action for an actively anti-racist Labour Party. And in doing that, it will be about creating a Labour Party that creates positive conditions for all its members. And I think that's really important for people to be aware of, that we are doing this campaign for a really positive change in the Labour Party as a whole, because we know that address these issues and things improve for everyone. And it's really good to hear that. So we probably need to reiterate, see if I can find, you see you guys are covering the arrow that takes me through the page. Let's go. What else have we got here? Yes, many Labour members may also abstain from campaigning. So we're getting that sort of feedback and support. These are just samples that we put out. I love this one. Full solidarity with Labour Black Socialists, shoulder to shoulder, always with the oppressed, never the oppressor. And as Andrea pointed out, a screenshot from the last show with Ripon. I think you said looking fine.
Yeah, looking good, man. Go on, Ripon.
So when I took this screenshot, there was only 33.3 views. Socialist Telly has reported there's been 20,000 views on this, so that's amazing. And it's really important that we're able to highlight the sort of work that our members are doing, activists are doing, the sort of issues that people can be addressing, having the sister in from Whole Sisters. And we are going to continue to do that talking about. I think that is me sharing the update on the campaign. So basically we have motions. We can post the links to that in the show as well. Let me stop my screen share. And I know at least a few branches, when we get the successes, who are putting forward the motion at branch level, then to CLP. We also are encouraging people to go to their unions. I meant to show that at least a couple of our tweets have been retweeted by unions as well. So we need the unions to get on board and to understand the importance of the work that we're doing and the importance of supporting members to only campaign for those candidates who have a track record in fighting racism. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Akua, and thank you, Ridwan, for joining me today. Like, you literally are the greatest for coming on to the show today. So it's been a pleasure having you both on. And next week, our show is going to be on the Enfield incinerator. So we'll be having Delia Maltese coming onto the show and talking to us about what's been going on there. So, guys, see you next week and take care.
Bye-bye.